Okay, we're gonna pretend you just bought a field fine, barn fine car. Been sitting a long time. You don't know if it runs or not. The seller tells you it ran when it was parked, which was probably 30 years ago. Okay, so first thing you want to do is check for oil. Okay, probably the most important thing because you don't want to try to start an engine with no oil in it. So go ahead and check the oil. Full or little over? Yeah, it's fine. So we have oil. That's good. All right. Now, when I got this engine from Jeremy, it did not have a distributor in it. Okay. What I did, we can put a clip from my video here, but since the distributor was already out, I went ahead and I hooked up an oil pressure gauge back here, and then I spun it with a drill to pump the oil through the engine because it had been sitting a long time. All that oil is going to be down in the pan, and it's going to be dry. You don't really want it dry. You want it to be, wet with oil. So since the distributor's out, I figured let's just go ahead and pump oil through it, prime it, and see what our oil pressure looks like, just for the hell of it. So to get the intermediate shaft out, basically take a screwdriver here and then just give it a twist. See down in there? See which way the gears are cut? You want to turn the opposite of that. Then the intermediate shaft will kind of twist up. Okay, it just popped out of the gears meshing to the camshaft right there. And then we're gonna have to do something else like a magnet or something to get that out. And boom. There we go. All right, so we got this hex drive. We're just gonna drop it down in here, all the way down to the oil pump. Not sure what size that is. All right, and being that this is a small block Mopar, the oil pump turns, or the distributor turns in the clockwise direction. If this were a big block, we'd be up over here in the front of the engine, and we'd be turning counterclockwise. Okay, so I've got my button for forward, and let's see what oil pressure looks like. Okay. Full trigger about 50, so I think it's good. And I'm gonna put my intermediate shaft back in. Take my screwdriver and just give it a twist to mesh in with the camshaft. So I primed it, got oil everywhere, we're good to go there. So I'm not gonna bother yanking the distributor out and making you do all that over again. But we will walk through everything. Okay, so first thing, you got oil. Now you need air, fuel, compression, and spark, and timing. Okay, for an engine to run. Okay, so the first thing, or I should say the next thing you want to check is, let's go ahead and run through and see what kind of compression we have. On most V8 engines, the driver's side front is number one. If it's a straight engine, like a 6-cylinder or 4-cylinder, number one's always in front. Since you got a V8, you got two fronts. So driver's side's front, number one. And this side is all odd, this side's even. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On a small block Mopar, they actually cast in the intake manifold the cylinder numbers. So you see that? There's number 1, number 3. Right here on the intake runners, it's numbered. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Something else they did, they cast into the intake manifold, is this, your distributor rotation. This is important. If you screw with this, you have the big block rotate in the counterclockwise direction, And here you can see this is the small block, and you can see the tip of the arrow there, so it's turning in the clockwise direction. Number 5, number 7, number
2, 4,
yep.
6, 8.
Okay, so go ahead and pull the spark plug out of number 1. Okay, it's your compression gauge. You're going to put that in the hole and kind of spin it in there. There you go. Now, let's hold the gauge like this on the camera so we can see where we're at. And then we're going to crank it over. Yep, just tap it over. Let it run or rotate. Okay, it's just under 60. It's not great. It should be about 90 or more. So 60 means low in compression. Now this is a 1970 engine. Okay, so I think it was 72 and older. We didn't have hardened seats. We actually had leaded gas, and the leaded gas would help cool and the exhaust valve and keep it from getting red hot and kind of, well, they call it sucking a valve, which basically means it starts to change shape, and then the valve starts to sink into the port and it loses its seal. So that's probably what's going on with this engine. So we can pull that back out. Now you could go through and check all of these cylinders to see if all of them are, you know, or see what their compression ratio is, or not compression ratio, but see what kind of pressure they have. Okay, we're not going to do that here because I'd already gone through it. See, I wrote here 60. This one was 35 initially. Then after I primed it, it was 70, 70. So it's not great, but it'll work. Okay, but before you throw your spark plug back in, we want to check for spark. Okay, so you're going to plug your plug back into your plug wire. It's a lot of plugs. Plug your plug back into your plug wire. And then you want to hold this area, the threaded area, to ground. Okay, so you're going to want to hold it something like that. And then we want to see if we see a spark in there, okay? So we're going to have to get power to the coil. So take the red wire and attach it. Now, keep in mind, this thing might start because now we're plugged in. It'll only be running on 7 cylinders. Go ahead and crank it over, and we should, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. The good part. I mean fire. But we saw a spark, so we got spark. All right, so disconnect your hot wire, and let's throw the plug back in there. There you go. And you always put your spark plugs in by hand first before you tighten it, okay? Because you can cross thread it if you don't get it in there right. All right, put that plug wire back on. Oh, my bad. You know what we should have done? So we should check the timing aspect. You really need that plug wire back out. Go ahead, pull it back off. Now, the next thing we want to do is establish timing. So we've got spark. We've got some compression. It's not the greatest, but there's some compression there. Okay. Now we want to check timing. Okay. We want to make sure that that spark is firing when it's supposed to be firing. Okay. How you do that is you want to bring number 1 cylinder to top dead center. Okay. And how you do that is you're just going to tap it over, and you're going to look for the mark on the harmonic, and you want to get that mark on the 0 or really close to it. Okay.
Okay.
So we're not going to hook up the coil, just going to tap the starter over and get that mark to 0. Whoa, perfection. Oh, you messed it up. Okay, but that's okay because we're actually, the other aspect of that is you want to get it on the compression stroke. So this is a 4-stroke engine, right? Most engines are. Dirt bikes, old school dirt bikes might be a 2-stroke, but this is a 4-stroke. Okay, so you know what your 4 strokes are?
Intake, compression, power, exhaust.
You got it, exactly. So out of those 4, you're looking for compression. So what you want to do is you're going to put your finger over that hole, okay?
Okay.
Okay? And now you're going to have to crank it over at the same time. Now what you're looking for is when it cranks over, it's going to go, it's going to push air out. That's your compression stroke, okay? And when you feel the air come out, that line should be right there at 0, okay? So being that you just passed the line, that was probably the compression stroke. Let's bring it around again. And again, I know it's kind of tough, but you're going to have to put your finger in here while you're doing that. Hold on. You got to put your finger over that hole while you're doing that.
But you said to put it.
It could be a 180 though. You don't know if that timing mark is right or not. See, we don't know if the timing mark's right. It is because we had this thing running. But if you're just coming to an engine and somebody screwed with all of this, you can't trust that it's right. So what you do is you put your finger here, especially, I mean, more than likely, if you trust it, you could just try to make it run. But if it's not running, then this is one of the things you check, okay? So you can put your finger over the hole, you're gonna crank it over, and you have to keep your eye here. Did you feel air coming out?
No.
Okay,
No.
keep going then.
Felt air.
Just now? Tap it a little more. Okay, now you're feeling the air, right?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going because the stroke's not done. Just a little tap. Okay. All right, so you felt air. Your timing mark is pretty close, so that means it's probably right, okay? But now, to check the distributor, we need to get this mark on the 0. Because this thing is such low compression, I could probably do it by hand. Like that. Or you could just tap it over until you get that mark back to the 0. All right? You want to try to do it by the screwdriver? Just to see if you got skills?
Yeah.
All right. Go for it. Is it there?
Too far.
The hair too far?
Way too far.
Way too far. All right, go ahead, bring it around again.
Same spot.
Yep. Go around again. There? Okay.
10 before.
That's good enough. So here's our number 1. You see where the rotor's pointing? If this thing has a tab on it, so it only goes on there one way. That's how it locks in. Okay. So you can see, so when I put the cap on here, this is our number 1 plug wire. The rotor's pointing at number 1. We already verified that's like the compression stroke, right? Okay, so now everything to do with number 1 is correct. Now to check the firing order and everything. Small block Mopars, that rotor in there rotates clockwise. The firing order on most V8s is 18436572. Probably not gonna remember it, but you could always look that up real easy. So there's 1. So the next one is going clockwise. 8. It's on the back here. 4. Second one up here. 3. Which is next here. No. 6.
6.
And then 5. And then 7. And then 2. It's 18436572. So it's correct. So our firing order is good. Next thing is fuel, air and fuel. Okay, so we have some compression, we have some spark, and we know our timing is right. Now we just need air and fuel. If you were just gonna you just wanted to see if this thing can kind of run, you're not looking to let it run for any length of time, you could just squirt some gas down the carburetor and then crank it over, and it'll fire up for a second and then die. And how you fill this is your vent right here. You squirt the gas in there, it's gonna fill your full fuel bowl. So go ahead and put gas through this hole. Not too much pressure, because if you go pressure, it kind of squirts in there. Just slowly. Okay, it's dripping through the Venturi freshening. Go ahead and pull the cap. You want it to run for a little bit, or just want it to do a quick start and let it die?
A little bit.
Okay, so whatever's in the bowl, it's just going to run until that fuel is gone, basically. So you don't have to worry about things getting away from you. You know, if things go sideways, at least you just let it run out of gas, and then everything's over. Hook up your hot wire. You want one hand on the throttle. You're going to have to feather it to keep it running. Give it a little more. Give it a squirt. More than that. There you go. You hold it open a little bit. Okay. Runs pretty good. All right. Let's let it run for a while now. Go for it. Do a little hot rod wrap to it. Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to give it more gas, like a romp, romp. Yeah. Not full throttle, but close. Cool, huh?
Cool.
All right, pull your hot wire off.